co-feature undefeated. Eric Morel set for his 4th defense of the WBA flyweight crown against unbeaten #1 contender yet virtually unknown Denkaosan Kaowichit of Thailand. Already in the ring, Denkaosan Kaowichit, first time of the States, over 200 Muay Thai bouts. An intense form of Thai kickboxing, turned pro with a 12-rounder, won the Pan-Asian belt, his 2nd fight, 16 title defenses. He can fight, but hasn't proven himself versus world-class opposition, although reports are he's better than former junior flyweight champ Saman Sorjatarong of Thailand, a successful fighter in his own right. Bobby, he said he'll challenge Morel fist to fist and toe to toe. But can he realistically deal with Morel's experience and superior boxing skills?
You know, Steve, there's no doubt about the fact that Morel has better experience and also against better competition, but it's not going to be that. It's going to boil down to styles, skills, and implementing strategies. I personally think that Morel's not only too quick and a better boxer, but he has too much power, and I think he should dominate the fight. However, Kaowichit has been in over 200 Muay Thai fights. That has to lend itself to his toughness, and he's been in professional ranks here 10 rounds more than twice as much as Morel. So if this fight gets late and is reasonably close, it could be real interesting.
And he is in great condition, getting his first world title shot after 6 years fighting, a dream come true. Feeling the weight of an entire nation, wants to win this for his beloved Thailand. And the champion, Eric Morel, 96 U.S. Olympian, set to enter for the first time in 9 long months, feels his opponent boasts of face-to-face combat are a ploy to distract him from his game plan. Morel, who left San Juan for Madison, Wisconsin at 17 to join his brother attending the university there, has had his difficulties of late, legal problems, inactivity, trouble with his right hand, although his power punch is the left hook, and criticism for his defensive style, though I thought he forced the action and was entertaining his last fight. Bobby, should Morel ignore the criticism, keep doing what got him here, or go for the knockouts?
Steve, I'm sure the criticism is bothering Eric Morel, but I'll tell you what, I guarantee you that if he loses, it'll bother him even more. You never fix something that's working. He's undefeated, and he's a world champion. That in and of itself says an awful lot. Now, certainly he might want to make some small, subtle changes and add to his style by working harder for the knockout, and that's okay. But he has to worry about one thing first, winning first, being exciting second.
Well, maybe he should just change his nickname, Bobby. When people hear Little Hands of Steel, they're expecting fireworks, high expectations from the fists of this young man. Let's check the numbers as we go to the tail of the tape. A mere 1 year difference in age. A 3.5-inch height advantage for Morel, who also has the 3-inch edge in reach. And at yesterday's weigh-in, Morel right on the mark, and Kaowichit just below. Let's check the key rules for this championship affair. There's no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. If an accidental headbutt occurs before the end of the 4th round, the fighters rule a no decision. If it happens after the end of round 4, they go to the scorecards. So here at the Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim, we are getting ready for Eric Morel and Denkaosan Kaowichit for the WBA flyweight belt, set for the formal introductions from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, California, as we have a big night of action coming away, and it's all brought to you by Top Rank Incorporated in association with Showtime and the undisputed King of Beers, Budweiser. This world title bout coming away is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association. The president, Gilberto Mendoza, supervisor, Rodolfo Forcic. This is along with the California State Athletic Commission. Our judges scoring this bout from ringside, from Cartagena, Colombia, Uriel Aguilera. From Montreal, Canada, Guy Jutras. From Sacramento, California, Terry Smith. And our third man in the ring, working in this, his 70th world title bout, Raul Cais. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Flyweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first the challenger on my left. He is fighting out of the blue corner. Entering the ring wearing white trunks with multicolor trim. Joining us from Songkhla, Thailand. He weighed in at a ready 111 1/2 pounds. His record is undefeated at 20 wins, no losses. 8 of his wins coming by way of knockout. And he is ranked the WBA #1 flyweight contender. Introducing Denkaosan Kaowichit. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corner, is the defending world champion. Entering the ring wearing red, white, and blue trunks, he is fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin, by way of San Juan, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at the flyweight limit of 112 pounds even. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring as well, with 31 wins, no losses, 17 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he is making the 4th defense of his title. Here is the undefeated WBA flyweight champion of the world, known as Little Hands of Steel, introducing Eric Morel. Once again, Raul Cais is our referee in charge now to give instructions. 12 rounds of action scheduled.
Okay, gentlemen, I gave you instructions downstairs. Remember, obey my commands at all times. Keep your punches up, watch your heads. Remember, bone here, on up is okay. Both your trunks are a little high, okay? Here, up. Shake hands and good luck to both of you. Good luck.
Morel, who can switch to southpaw, basically fights from the outside, picks his spots, and sets up the big left hook. He may apply more pressure than usual in light of recent complaints of safety first. Here's the little-known little man, Kaowichit, broad-shouldered, smooth, holds his hands high, but Morel claims that he drops them. He's in terrific shape, but lacks punching power. We'll see if he can cut off the ring, get inside, go to the body, slow Morel down, and not get stung by Morel's dangerous left hooks.
Box.
Here we go. Morel comes right out bombing.
Morel went right at him as if he was the puncher, and I'll tell you what, he means to impress.
Talk about turning up the aggressiveness and the pressure. Morel wasting no time.
I think also as the champion, Steve, what he did was come out and test not only the heart, but the chin of the challenger. And right now, the chin held up pretty good because that was a pretty nice right hand.
And he also knows from watching a rare tape that Kaowichit is a slow starter. But right off the bat, Morel turning it on and testing the Thai fighter.
And I'll tell you what, Kaowichit is not starting that slow. He's come out ready to do battle, going to the body, working underneath, throwing a nice amount of punches early.
He said he wanted to trade with Morel. Well, he got his wish because Morel forced the action from the bell. Nice jab by Morel. Kaowichit feeling that Morel would dance and run. Well, thus far, not the case. Good combination to the head by Morel.
A nice combination working in by Kaowichit, but Morel's sitting back, blocking, being very patient.
Morel wearing the all-white, 31-0, 17 knockouts. Kaowichit with the red trim, 20-0 with 8 knockouts. Kaowichit the #1 contender. Morel the champion in his 4th defense. High work rate of the opening round, particularly by the champion Morel. Another left-right combination, not as effective as the earlier one by Morel. There's a straight right to the forehead by Morel.
Seems to be some blood on Morel's face. I can't tell where it's coming from.
Left eye, I believe, Bobby. Around the left eye. So with about 45 seconds left of the first round, we have a cut. And it's Morel. Good right hand upstairs by the Thai fighter, Kaowichit. And And a pretty jab by Morel.
That's what Morel needs to do. Step around, step off, give him side to side movement. Use that jab. Hot shot. Pick apart Kaowichit like it's a target.
Morel bouncing around, a sharp, accurate puncher with tremendous skills. He does have power.
Stop. Don't push his head down. 10 seconds. Wait for the bell.
Final seconds of an action-packed first round.
Stop at the bell. Stop!
We'll follow the champion, Eric Morel, into the corner. Big first round for Morel, but a cut. And our translator, Eric Jones.
No, don't speed. Don't blow it. Speed. No pitch.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Spit.
Everything all right, Eric?
Oh, yeah.
Are we allowed to get...
Mouth guard coming over your left shoulder.
Just as soon as the bell rang, they came right out. And there was a right-hand lead by Morel. Both fighters ready to do battle immediately.
And Bobby, apparently not a cut. It is blood from the nose of Eric Morel.
You know, Steve, that's what it appeared to me at first, but I could not see where it was coming from. And as it turns out, he does not have a cut around the eye.
He was so soaked in blood around all parts of his face, it was very difficult to tell. The initial indication was that it was from a cut around the left eye, but then we obviously realized it was from the nose. The blood from the gloves of Kaowichit also obviously rubbing up on the
Don't push his head
face
down.
of the champion.
And once that blood starts flowing, he can wind up just about anywhere.
Round 2 scheduled for 12 for the WBA Flyweight Championship. The action intense again, and Kaowichit joins in on the party. Beautiful jab to the nose by Morel. He rocks him with a right hand now. But Kaowichit, undaunted, continues to press forward.
Right now, I'm not sure that Eric Morel was prepared for this stiff a pace. I think he had planned that Kaowichit was going to start slow for a few rounds. Kaowichit's pace now, I think, is maybe confusing Morel a little bit. Just playing to start slower.
And midway through the second round, a furious exchange. More blood on the left cheek of Morel, but it's from the nose and the gloves of his opponent. His nose and the gloves of Kaowichit. Kaowichit now digging to the ribs. Morel, no stranger to tie opponents, won the title in 2000 with a convincing decision over previously unbeaten southpaw Son Pachai Pisnarachik. Morel told us he felt Kaowichit isn't stronger, but perhaps smarter in the ring than Son Pachai.
Well, I'll tell you what, he may not be stronger, but he's showing me great sturdiness, some decent strength, not bad power. Very, very steady, keeps his hands up tight, a lot of pressure.
He may be a slow starter according to Morel, but he's a good counterpuncher. He knows how to go to the body. He moves well. But Morel said, I just don't know how well he takes a punch.
Well, so far he hasn't taken that many clean. He covers up better than he might have expected. Keeps his hands high and tight, blocks to the body. And a couple of the punches have got through, and there's been no ill effects.
10 seconds, stop at the
Final
bell.
seconds, round 2. As mentioned, Morel's big punch, the left hook, but he needs to set it up with the jab and his head movement.
Stop at the bell.
A more even second round after Morel controlled the first. And Kaowichit is happy.
No, no te suene, no te suene, no te suene. Traga y manda para afuera. Guard out yet?
Oye, vos, pero ¿qué estás diciendo? Dame el cubo ese para acá, mío, entonces.
Traga y escupe. No te suene, por favor. Traga y escupe. Respira por
Kaowichit forcing Morel to stand and fight in certain situations here. You see him applying the pressure, but I think that Morel actually got the better of this exchange on the inside, covering up nicely, working some punches up and inside. But Kaowichit applied the pressure that entire round. He was the effective aggressor for the most part of that round. Very close round that could have gone to Kaowichit. The end of the round, he was chasing. There's a nice right hand. We're chasing Morel back to his corner and lands very clean. A very close round I gave to the challenger.
Kaowichit living up to advertisement. Said he will be trading with Morel. Morel comes out punching, firing in the third round. And Morel says, you know what? Kaowichit can talk all he wants, but it's all going to come down to his pure speed and combinations that will slow Kaowichit down. He says this will be over by 6. That's Morel's words. Blood continues to be on the face of Eric Morel. Blood coming from his nose.
Stop.
I don't know if the nose is broken or what. Not a doctor, but not looking good. Round 3 scheduled for 12.
Steve, one of my keys to victory was for Morel. It's his overall speed, hands and feet. And when he's winning the round, it's because he's using his speed. His feet to get out of the way, like there, out of harm's way, and then his hand speed and combinations. So that's something we're going to keep watching on as this fight progresses.
Kaowichit very busy, high work rate. He's standing right in with the champion. Now hitting to the body and then going upstairs with a right uppercut.
Well, you know what? And one of the things I thought about would be key for Kaowichit would be body work to slow down Morel's legs, maybe weakening.
Kaowichit inviting Morel in. He's game.
He's playing a hit game now, too.
He's a tough kid. 26-year-old from Bangkok, Thailand, is having fun out there. And he's getting the crowd behind him. Eric Morel trying to shake off some ring rust as well. Now he is backpedaling. He hasn't fought in 9 months, the longest layoff of his career. And we wondered going in if that might be a factor. Kaowichit, meanwhile, last fought in April.
Stop! Break!
This is the type of fight where attrition could become a huge factor come rounds 8, 9, 10, and 11. This is a high-paced fight, a lot of pressure, big bombs being thrown.
And many of Kaowichit's fights, Bobby, have gone at least 10 rounds or 12 rounds. His very first fight was a 12-rounder. They don't waste time in Thailand.
And again, the fact that he had over 200 Muay Thai fights says volumes about his toughness and durability. And I think that's going to be a big factor, as well as his condition.
As long as he doesn't start kicking.
That would be better.
He said he did do that early in his traditional boxing career out of instinct. A wild left hook there by Kaowichit that nailed Morel and slowed him down momentarily.
Morel's using an awful lot of energy when he retreats, moves side to side with his legs. That could be a factor too as we get late in the fight.
Let him go, Ben. Let him go, Dan.
Heading for the bell, round 3.
Stop!
Nám ra rồi. Khó bay. Nám ra.
But good, very good. Yeah. Some water.
ไม่เป็นไรนะ
No, nothing happened.
ที่บอกยังไงบ้างเนาะ
Very good, very good.
เราเขาจับเขาก็แลกหัว
He just hitting. So put some Vaseline on him.
กระเป๋าพี่
Vaseline in the box. Vaseline.
หายใจยังเวลาเข้าไปคอยปั๊บหายใจยาวๆแล้วก็มาเข้าใจบ้าง
Woody, make sure they clean the ice out.
Eric Morel told us the left hook right here. His left hand was going to be using his left hand right on the jaw. We're going to see a nice double left hook. He said this is going to be one of his big keys. Banging that left hook, his bread and butter punch. There's the first one, and he'll wait, block, come back with a second one. 2 very nice clean left hooks.
Let's go out.
The end of the round, Morel is sort of retreating, boxing, trying to get out of harm's way. And to his credit, Kaowichit is chasing.
All right, let's go.
Our thanks to translator Chuang Eddie Tumkit, telling us what Kaowichit's trainer, Sutep Nanakorn, was saying in the corner.
More and more as this fight unfolds, that jab of Eric Morel's is going to become a huge factor. Establishing that jab is going to disrupt the entire rhythm of Kaowichit chasing him and score points.
Morel left hand happy. We did tell you he has had problems with the right hand. Calcium deposit building up on top of the hand, swelling. He said it's okay heading into this fight. But he says it doesn't matter because the left hook is his big weapon anyway, as Bobby has been pointing out.
Stop! Stop! Break! Let's go.
Good countering right hand to the chin by Kaowichit.
As this fight's been starting to form a pattern, you see that Morel is trying to block, and he walks into one.
Morel was momentarily staggered.
It was a combination of him getting caught with a good punch deep, plus his legs were not on balance, and I think they kind of crossed feet a little bit. But I'll tell you what, the first round was a close round that I gave to Morel. The second round, even closer to the challenger, but back to the champion. Champion developing his boxing skills and showing them.
And just to note, Bobby, Morel has never been down as a pro or amateur. An illustrious amateur career, but Morel coming back strong now. This attack by Kaowichit urging Morel on.
Well, he realizes that's his chance. If he can get Morel to stop and stand with him, that's better suited to his style, better suited to his assets. Morel comes from the outside, steps around and moves jabs. He's going to have problems.
Virtually unknown, Denkaosan Kaowichit. This guy has more names than losses. It's not uncommon for Thai boxers to reverse their names and take the name of their training gym or their sponsor. So he can go by either Denkaosan Kaowichit or Kaowichit Denkaosan. Sometimes he enjoys being called Jim Gray.
That would be interesting.
Round 4, 30 seconds to go. Again, it's the Thai fighter coming forward and belting to the midsection.
The pace has slowed just a little bit, Steve, because they had an incredible pace. He's still chasing, but a lot less in the way of punches are being thrown by both fighters.
10 seconds. Stop at the bell.
Final seconds, round 4. A big left hook to the ear by Kaowichit. Missing with the right. We've had some terrific exchanges here.
Stop!
That right hand off the shoulder. Morel gives him a big smile and a show of respect.
Frene la nariz. Traiga y escupe. Ya se paró la sangre. Ya. El plan del control already. Eso es lo que hay. Y escupe. Hace eso y escupe, ¿verdad?
Está haciendo un buen trabajo, está haciendo un buen trabajo. Usted es el campeón, ¿sabes?
Todo bien, hermano.
Es el campeón. Tiene que mantenerte ahí.
Eric, everything all right? Huh?
Yeah.
Don't play games, right, sir? Be a sportsman.
Respira por la boca. Respira por la boca.
Woody.
Respira por la boca. La sangre ya se paró de tu nariz. Ya no tiene más nada que...
We're going to watch where that little stagger was. There you see, it was more of a, actually their feet didn't tangle, but he just slipped out. His right foot slipped out.
go, Miguel.
It wasn't really a stagger, appeared to be one, but he got hit pretty good. Later on, Morel's trying to step off and bomb from the outside, but he works a nice left hook on the inside as well. Being sharp inside and out, that's his game.
Box. Stop.
Referee Raul Kaiz
Time. Go over there.
not starting the 5th round.
Hey, clean that up. Get a towel and clean this. Come on, Woody.
All of that.
There's a mess in Kaowichit's corner, as you can plainly see. A lot of ice and moisture. And it could be very dangerous if the fighters make their way over to that area. So Raul Kaiz doing helping out there, trying to get the corner to do some housekeeping. First visit ever to the United States for Denkaosan Kaowichit, and he doesn't seem to be phased.
First visit for his corner as well, Steve, so they may not have not just the rules, but protocol down pat yet.
Well, having never been to a fight in Thailand, as Kaowichit eats a left hand and then invites Morel in for more. But Morel picking his spots here. Having never seen a fight in Thailand, I don't know
a noticeable difference of the pace that Kaowichit is able to come forward. He's not working behind the jab as much, and it's hurting him because he's trying to throw big counters from the outside. Morel's too quick for that.
Morel very elusive. He often turns defense into offense. We haven't seen him switch. Now he does. He switches to southpaw, just on cue, as I said. Trying to confuse his opponent.
Let him go, Eric. Let him
The
go.
announcers.
One of the recent criticisms of Morel was that he has been too defensive, too safety first. And
Hands are free, fine.
are you seeing any evidence of that?
You know, not right now. He's got a guy in front of him who's very aggressive. He's slowed down some of that aggressive nature by putting the jab in his face and laying some nice 2, 3, and 4 punch combinations on Kaowichit. But right now, I don't think he's being too cautious. I think he's being properly cautious and being smart boxing.
How about this for press row score? They're all scoring different fights. Carlos Arias from the Orange County Register, Doug Fisher, MaxBoxing.com, Jerry McGee, San Diego Union Tribune. Interesting.
Well, I have it 39-37 myself, so it's interesting. And I favor champion Eric Morel. Those scores aren't really off by much. There's some of these rounds, I can't impress upon people. Are so difficult to score. They're so tight. It's very, very difficult.
Carlos Arias giving no rounds to Morel, 1 even. Doug Fisher giving 1 to Morel, and McGee 4 rounds to Morel. So quite a disparity there.
There's something wrong in that trio.
As we head to the bell for round 5.
Hands are free.
I'm a firm believer they should establish a school for scoring.
Here are Thai translator Chu Wang Tunket.
No ice, no ice. No ice, no ice now. Breathing, deep breathing. Go deep breathing. No worry. Reach him closer and closer. No problem, not any problem. Okay. Deep breathing. Speed it up. Okay. Yep. No worry.
You see a little clash of the heads right there. Nothing major. Morel boxing from the outside, now doing a little switch. There you see him real quick, just swift switch, right foot in front, right jabbing now as a southpaw. Very, very briefly.
Bobby, I don't know if you've noticed, but Kaowichit is being warned at the end of every round as Morel comes out bombing. He wants to end it right here.
He hit Kaowichit with a shot in the temple. Kaowichit just hesitated like he was stunned, and then Morel unloaded.
Powerful shots, and Kaowichit showing his chin and resolve. Kaowichit being warned at the end of every round for fouling, for elbows and butting. So he's going to have to be careful, particularly in a very close fight.
I didn't see any blatant elbows, and the headbutt is that's a factor that just becomes part of boxing. Sometimes when you play golf, the ball's going to fall into a divot. It just happens.
Wild swing and a miss by Kaowichit. Morel coming out in furious fashion to open round 6. It's scheduled for 12 for the WBA Flyweight Championship. Morel the champion in the red, white, and blue, the colors of his native Puerto Rico.
The punch that started that sequence that really staggered Kaowichit didn't seem as tough as some of the other blows, not as strong, not as powerful, but I believe when you don't see a punch, it really hurts, and I don't think Kaowichit saw it.
But yet remaining on his feet, he's been down 2 times in his 20 professional fights. Boy, he almost had Morel off balance there.
Kaowichit's not working enough now. He's not throwing enough punches, not working behind the jab, not putting enough pressure and hands in the face for Eric Morel, giving Eric Morel something to worry about.
A rare lull. Kaowichit tends to lead with his jab or uppercut, which leaves him vulnerable to counter punches. He sort of dips when he jabs and uppercuts as well. We'll see if Morel can take advantage.
See, if you give a fighter with the speed and boxing ability of Eric Morel time to rest from the outside, he will pick you apart. This is something Kaowichit cannot afford to do.
Morel spins Kaowichit around and fired a right once again. Kaowichit invites Morel in. Morel is not fearful of Kaowichit's punching power. He only has 8 knockouts in 20 fights, which is ironic because he converted to traditional boxing for Muay Thai because his manager thought he had punching power, particularly in the right hand. But less than half of his fights are victories by knockout. But this is going to be interesting if the fight goes deep, because Kaowichit has gone 12 rounds on 10 occasions.
But he's allowing a big lead now, I think, for Morel. Morel's starting to win these rounds as we get to the middle rounds. This is round 5 and excuse me, round 6. And you know what? This is rounds he can't afford to give away, especially if he's going to close. He's got to tire Morel out, not let Morel fight at will.
And as you know, though, boxing scoring is so subjective. Our press row judges, though, have it different.
Haciendo un buen trabajo, ¿oíste? Direct pressure on it. Haciendo un buen trabajo, ¿oíste? Drilling your shotgun approach.
Vamos 3 veces. Aire. Eso es, otra vez.
There you go, Miguel.
Eso es.
What's that early sequence you see there? I think a punch has already been landed that hurt Kaowichit. Now a big left hook and a flurry. Most of those hitting gloves, though. I think that there it would have better behooved Morel to sit on a couple punches. He just started wailing. And there we see him spinning around, making a nice move defensively, turning Kaowichit and leaving as he wants to.
Morel came out frenetically to open the 6th. Let's see how the 7th begins. A straight right hand that was blocked by the left glove of Kaowichit.
Sácame ahí también, por favor.
Kaowichit targeting the body.
But he can't do that one and done, Steve. That's just not the way. A shorter man, shorter arm, especially a guy that moves and boxes as well as Morel. You need to throw 2 and 3 at a time.
Morel 5'7", Kaowichit is 5'3.5", and Morel with a 3-inch reach advantage. Kaowichit just walked into one. Morel with a heavy right hand upstairs. Kaowichit.
And Morel stepped around him nice. He landed a right hand to the temple, which really shook Kaowichit up, but he's coming back.
Nice uppercut to the midsection by Kaowichit. He really is courageous.
He talked about in the fighter meetings, cutting the ring off and landing the right hand. He's not cutting the ring off anymore. In the first 2 rounds, he was doing a good job, really pressing Morel. Now he's just following Morel around a lot.
Bobby, does blood on one fighter's face influence the judges sometimes?
I really don't think so. I really don't think the blood on anybody's face matters.
Since the first round, when blood started flowing from the nose of Morel, his face, for the most part, has been full of blood. Some of it from the gloves of Kaowichit, as it has rubbed off, making Morel look like the beat fighter, although from our vantage point, it seems like Morel is ahead.
Don't hold his head, Eric.
A little bit of blood, especially when it's coming out of the nose, Steve, is completely irrelevant. Certainly it's not nice, but it's not a factor whatsoever.
As long as the judges understand that, then they know it's coming from the nose and not from another area of the face. It can fool you.
You know, it's possible that nose could be broken, but it certainly can affect the breathing because you're trying to breathe through a place that's now full of blood, so there could be a problem there. Then your jaw could be hanging open. You get that dislocated.
When they start sticking the Q-tips up the nose, never a great sign. Here comes Morel, really pouring it on. Jumping, a wicked left hook, but raising blow by Morel. That's his punch.
Well, speed and timing now really starting to be the big factors.
Morel once again forced to the action, a straight right hand that rocked the challenger.
Kaowichit's in a little bit of trouble, Steve.
Now he looks to jump on him. He's got Kaowichit in some difficulty. And Kaowichit wisely holds on.
You okay? You okay?
He's trying to buy some time here with 12 seconds to go. The ropes holding him up
10 seconds up.
momentarily. Kaowichit in trouble.
Stop at the bell.
Kaowichit Kaowichit able to survive. And he smiles.
Is he okay?
Sit down, sit down. Stay cool, sit down. Massage him, give him massage. Yeah, and
ไม่เป็นไรนะ
no worry, no worry.
สู้นะ
Fight him, go ahead. No worry, anything. Give him a massage.
ยกนี้มันออกมามันต้องต่อยก่อนเข้าใจไหมยกนี้ออกไปส่วนกันเลยนะ
So,
ยกนี้ส่วนกันมาเลยนะ
so this is make the counter punch.
ต่อยหลบก่อน
Make the counter.
Eric Morel using his jab, circling to the right, and watch. Kaowichit just keeps following him, doesn't cut the ring off. Jams a little right hand in there. You'll see, throws a nice little right hand in there, and then spins him around. Morel's gonna take him and spin him out. There's a nice right hand over the top as well. Followed right behind the jab that dropped. Morel talked about it. He drops his jab. I'm gonna follow with right hand all night long.
Box.
Kaowichit surviving the barrage by Morel toward the end of that 7th round, round 8, scheduled for
Clean that up,
12
sir, please.
with the WBA flyweight crown at stake. The 4th defense for Morel, wearing the white trunks with the blue and red in front. Kaowichit all the way from Thailand, the #1 contender in the white with the red trim.
If I were Morel right now, I would test the chin and the, jaw and the head area. I would really test it because it seemed to be getting to him toward the end of that round. I don't know that it could totally shake the Kaowichit by this time.
Well, he's already tested Kaowichit's mettle, and the Thai fighter has passed with flying colors.
Nice body work by Kaowichit.
A borderline low blow right on the belt. Blood continues to come out of the left nostril. Oh, big left hook to the head by Kaowichit. Countering right by Morel, but the punch by Kaowichit, his best of the night.
Let's go.
It was a nice left hook, but Morel shook it off really well.
It is not Kaowichit's power punch. That's the right hand.
Pick him up, Dan. Pick him up.
He
Let's go.
connected with a left hook to the jaw. And he's got Morel thinking a little bit now. A very entertaining fight here at the Anaheim Pond. Left-right combination to the head by Kaowichit. But Morel's punches sting more.
Not only that, but there are more of them.
Right.
On the way in, Kaowichit lands one and gets hit with 2 or 3 on the way in. You don't win that way.
Yeah, Morel the busier of the two as well. There's a vicious straight right hand that staggers the challenger.
See the knees come out from under Kaowichit,
But he continues to fire.
and he recovers quickly.
Tremendous heart and resiliency by Kaowichit.
Okay.
It was a nice right hand counter punch by Kaowichit again. Morel missed the right hand, and Kaowichit rolled out and fired back well.
A rugged performer, and Denkaosan Kaowichit eating a lot of leather here, taking it, and then still comes forward.
Hands are free, John. Hands are free, Dan. Let him go, Eric. Let him go,
Morel
Eric.
perhaps wondering in his head, what do I have to do to put this guy down?
Pick him up, Dan.
Morel
Pick him up,
thought he
Dan.
could
Pick
get
him
rid
up.
of Kaowichit by the 6th round. We're already in round 8.
Any fighter, as I said before, there's been over 200 Thai fights, Muay Thai fights. You want to give him some consideration. Consider he's a tough
I
guy.
say that because it's not just kickback
Stop the
boxing,
bell.
it's a very intense, savage form of kickboxing.
On your shoulder.
What?
La pierna, la pierna. Oye, dame el software esa pierna, Miguel.
เก็บนายเลยน้องมือแคบมือแคบมันต่อยไม่เข้าเหมือนกันมือแคบมันต่อยไม่เข้านะมือแคบมันต่อยไม่เข้าเหมือนกัน
ยกเก้าแล้วนะยกเก้าแล้วนะ
ทำไม่ได้เราหมุนตาเร็วๆหน่อยตาอย่างเร็วๆน้องตาเร็วๆแล้วออกอาวุธให้
Yeah,
เร็
the
ว
เก้าแล้วนะยกเก้าแล้ว
In the ring there before.
ไม่เป็นไรไหนน้องนะมือดีๆน้องนะสู้หน่อยมันยังไม่เอาเหมือนกันแต่ว่ามันชนะ
Best punch of the night probably for Kaowichit. Left hook right over, well-timed shot, right over the low right hand of the champion Eric Morel. Later in the round, later in the round, a nice right hand right on the joint. You see the hesitation, stagger, and Morel tries to tee off and get him out of there, but Kaowichit survives.
Round 9 scheduled for 12. The challenger, Denkaosan Kaowichit, showing unbelievable resolve and toughness, but has to be behind on the judges' scorecards. Morel now very confident, dancing away, being elusive, looking to score with the left hook to the head.
The right hand over the jab has been working all night. Morel talked about that in the fighter meeting. He said he drops his jab. He said, I'm going to be on top of that with right hand all night long. So far, it's worked.
Always good when you get a tape of the fighter. Very difficult to get one out of Thailand. Kaowichit with a left hook, but it was blocked by the right glove of Morel. Morel having his way here in round 9.
Kaowichit not pressing the issue. This is what he needs to do. Hopefully, and wear Morel out and his legs. Maybe take his legs away, but right now he's just not doing it.
Apparently, Morel has really slowed the challenger down as we check out press row scoring, which has now come around to Morel, but only by 1 point by Carlos Arias, 2 points by Doug Fisher, and our third judge, Jerry McGee, had it by 7 points in favor of Morel.
I'm going to agree with Mr. McGee. I didn't mean to throw you, Steve, but a little rhyming I thought.
Very nice. Very poetic justice.
But see, this is almost now a phone in the rounds before. Morel boxes from the outside area, he switches to southpaw very briefly, but he boxes, and there's no sense of urgency for him because Kaowichit's not coming at him. He doesn't have to worry. He can rest when he wants, punch when he wants, and from the outside, Kaowichit cannot touch him.
Kaowichit doing a little bit of a deep knee bend there to avoid that flurry. Let's see if Kaowichit can dig deep down and get a second win. A glancing blow at that left hook. He missed. Morel smiling. 10 seconds. Morel's nose holding up after having difficulty in the opening round. Miguel Diaz, his cut man.
Thank you, Doug.
Boy, there's a great show of respect there after 9 rounds. Still to come, our main event here at the Arrowhead Pond. Antonio Margarito defending his WBO welterweight belt against Danny Perez. Let's take into the dressing room of the challenger. That's number 3 contender, Danny Perez. Local product from right here in California. Won the state junior middleweight crown, plus a couple of fringe titles. He's a crowd-pleasing boxer puncher who's won 11 consecutive bouts since losing a close split decision to Margarito back in '99. Tonight, the rematch with the world title on the line, Margarito and Perez. Do it again later in our featured attraction.
Listo, ya no hay más sangre allá adentro.
Want a little water and all?
Of course.
All right.
Mira, ya me voy.
And here comes the mouth guard, Eric.
Eric, ya vea todo el tiempo, por favor, y crúzalo, papá, y ya vea de nuevo.
Round 10, gentlemen, let's go.
We head into round 10. As mentioned, Morel had predicted he'd put the challenger away by 6. A little more than he bargained for, perhaps, here tonight. No knockdowns as of yet.
I think Kaowichit similarly predicted that he would stop the champion before we got into the later rounds, too. So neither of them having as much respect in the beginning that maybe have now.
I think Morel's prognostication a little more realistic. I think Kaowichit was just
Come on, box.
hopeful and talking in macho fashion. But as mentioned before, Kaowichit in tremendous shape. Morel camp yelling from the corner, not to blow his nose.
What happens when you blow your nose when you hit like that is your eyes start to swell up because of the connection to the passages inside your face.
And a nice right hand to the jaw by Kaowichit. Every once in a while, Morel does not have his guard up, and he gets nailed.
Kaowichit being a little more effective as he's aggressive in this round, but not incredibly so.
Kaowichit, for the most part, really keeps those hands up high. But Morel is so fast, he's able to penetrate.
Break. Protect yourself. Let's go. Hands up, hands up, hands up.
Hold your hands high, then you get hit in the stomach. Hold your hands to the stomach, you get hit in the head. So what do you do? Especially against a very, very fast flamethrower like Morel.
Got the speed offensively and defensively, not just with the hands, but with the feet, the movement in, the movement out. It's been real puzzling for Kaowichit. He has not been able to time him very well. A couple of shots clean, but never a second or third shot.
And Morel is so fast and elusive.
Like that.
Like there. I love it when these guys go on cue when we say it's just great.
Makes you sound smart.
So rare. But in this but Kaowichit's strategy was to go to the buddy and try to wear Morel down just in case this went into the later rounds, and then you go for the head.
Came out with the right strategy and it started to work early, started to look good, but part of the problem became Morel's accuracy and combinations on the way in. Kaowichit started to wear down because he absorbed a lot on the way in. More than I'm sure he expected to.
And that's what Kaowichit was trying to do to Morel.
Stop, Eric.
Morel winning that battle.
Let's go, box.
Under 30 seconds, round 10, scheduled for 12. Title fight. 112 pounders. I love watching these little guys, oftentimes more action than the heavier weight classes. They are crowd pleasers.
Not necessarily a bigger bang for your buck, but a whole lot more of it.
10 seconds, stop at the bell.
Busy. Particularly Morel. A lot of punches thrown.
Stop.
Yep. Block. Block it. Block your hand. Don't worry. Move to the left. Move to the left.
Everything okay then?
Yeah, okay.
Come around.
Yes.
Okay. Everything okay? Yes.
Kaowichit on the way in, you'll see this hand gets dropped a little low, and the right hand comes right over, and it's right on the mark of Eric Morel. He's got that left hand low, jab out, brings it back low, and it lands right on the jaw. Not incredibly powerful, but one of the better, cleaner shots by the challenger Kaowichit.
I got it.
Morel seeking more worldwide recognition. Feels he just doesn't get the kind of respect.
All right, let's go.
He thinks he deserves. How many times have we heard that with fighters? We hear it over and over. But in this case, it's true because he is in a lightweight division. It's hard to get a lot of publicity. He's been inactive. He hasn't fought in 9 months, and he blames that on promoters having difficult times getting the right deals with opponents. And also, he's been taking heat for not being as aggressive as people would like him to be. But in his last couple of fights, he's forced the action. I thought he's been entertaining. Oh, there's a big left hook by Kaowichit, but he hasn't been scoring the knockouts.
He's been boxing smart and playing it safe to a degree, and you can't fault the man for that. Winning safely is important. Winning is the first thing on the agenda. Kaowichit got staggered by one of those right hands.
Kaowichit is in trouble. He is down for the 3rd time in his career.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You okay? Okay. Hands up.
He's up at 7. And he's got a long way to survive. 1:50 at round 11. Morel being very patient.
Don't push.
Kaowichit just walked into a left uppercut there too, but tied up the hands, and champion pushed him and you saw him get warned.
A flurry by Morel, sending the challenger to the canvas.
Stop. Eric, relax. I'll separate you. Come on, baby. Come on now.
Kaowichit telling Eric Morel, relax.
Well, eventually the cumulative effect is taking its toll.
Number 2, and that's it. Kaowichit waves it up, and Morel has his knockout.
Stand up. Mike,
Come on, bring the stool.
It's over in round 11. Raul Caiz said no more. Denkaosan Kaowichit.
Come on.
And no argument from the Thai corner. The doctor's out there.
Here we are, doctor.
I want to get him on a stool, make sure he's all right.
Look up here, Ryan. I got it.
Well, he took some vicious shots of punishment there in the 11th.
Look at me. Look at me. Look.
Excellent punch. I'm the best. Anybody at 112, 15, Montiel, I can move off tomorrow to fight you. Anybody 115. I'm the champ, I'm the best. And this is it. Montiel, a ti, quiero subir para pelear contigo. Tremenda pelea, va a ser una tremenda pelea para nosotros. Para mi hija Yalisa, te quiero mucho, te amo. Para mi mamá, para Freddy, todo el mundo allá en Madison, I'm the best.
So the bilingual Eric Morel, originally from San Juan, Puerto Rico, making his way to Madison, Wisconsin, gives us a little English and Espanol. He wants to unify, but where are the marquee names?
Well, that was a perfect example of a cumulative effect over the course of 10, 11, in the 11th round. Every round, just all those punches. Eventually, the challenger had to succumb.
What do you got to say about the running?
Took a little longer than perhaps he would have liked, but he did the job.
We'll take a look at the first knockdown. Comes in a nice right hand, more than one. You'll see a nice right hand right there. Dead in the middle, staggers him. Morel jumps on him and really keeps the punches clean to the head. Knows how to finish. Here's another look at it. Once he gets back and clean, he sets up a nice right hand down the middle, right there. You see the stagger, you see the legs start to go out from Kaowichit. And Morel is right on him, switching a little bit right there to southpaw, but keeping the punches in the head area where he had hurt Kaowichit originally. This would be the second and final knockdown. He works a nice left hook to the ear. You can see Kaowichit's not right. He doubles the left hook, and that's pretty much it.
Speaking of knows how to finish, he said his dream fight would be with junior flyweight and strawweight legend Ricardo Lopez, but highly unlikely due to the announced retirement of Lopez for October the 25th. But more realistically, maybe move up to 118 for perhaps Tim Austin.
112, I'm the best.
Here's Denkaosan.
Or even higher to 122 for Bones Adams or Paulie Ayala. The official word from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 40 seconds in round number 11. Our referee in charge, Raul Caiz, stops the contest. The winner by way of knockout. He is still undefeated and still the WBA flyweight champion of the world, Eric Little Hands of Steel Morel.
His hands were pretty hard. Retains the WBA flyweight title for successful defense. Ups his record to 32-0, 18 knockouts. Meanwhile, Denkaosan Kaowichit showed a lot of heart, very game, unsuccessful his first world title shot, first loss, now 20-1. Coming up next, our main event from Anaheim, Antonio Margarito. He is set to defend his WBO welterweight title against Danny Dynamite Perez, a rematch that has the elements of a good one. Go into the dressing room of the champion, and that would be Antonio Margarito at 24, starting to come into his own, a former opponent who kept improving and rose to the throne, fought respectable opposition like Frankie Randall and David Kamau. Few setbacks early on, undefeated his last 18 though, produced his most impressive performance against his toughest opponent when he won the vacant crown his last fight against Antonio Diaz. First title defense. He'll meet 27-2 Danny Perez, who dropped Margarito in the original meeting, although Margarito won. We're set for post-fight reaction from our opening bout, so let's swing up to Jim Gray in the ring. Jim?
All right, thank you very much. Little Hands of Steel, Eric, congratulations to you. Did you break your nose in the first round there? Is it broken?
Well, to be honest, I don't even know because I never had this problem before. So I don't even know what a broken nose feels like. But I mean, it's kind of sore right now. But I just, I carry that through round 11 and y'all saw the results.
How would you characterize your performance here tonight? You had not fought in 9 months and Kaowichit was very game.
Well, it was, I mean, I felt like I had I did a great performance. I feel good throughout the fight. He was a great challenger, a strong challenger. I wasn't expecting that kind of a fight, but hey, like a champion that I am, I was ready for it. I got myself into it, and finally I took him out in the 11th.
Let's take a look at the 11th round. We'll take a look at the first knockdown first, and you can describe the flurry that you put on Kaowichit right here before he goes down.
Well, see, he had a very slow jab, so I was trying to go on top of it and try to counter that, and that was the right hand that really got it, right in the thing, and everything, all the punches that were like right on the chin, right in the face, and I was trying to hit the right button right there.
And then the next knockdown came just a few seconds later. You were able to recognize that he was still in trouble.
Same thing, yeah, the same thing. He threw the jab, I stepped to the side. Well, right there was the uppercut. But see, the left hook got in there perfect, and the right hand just straight in.
You can't get any fights. A lot of guys avoid you. You're at that awkward crossroads right now. What do you want to do next, Derek?
It's up to my promoter, Bob Arum, top rank, whatever he want me to do. I will be ready to do any move. If he want me to move up in weight class, if the challenge is right, I'll move up to 115, 118. I know I'll feel great, and yeah, that's about it, man.
118 or 122 as well?
115, 118, 122. 122, I'm probably going to have to wait a little longer because I got to get used to it. First of all, to fight at 118. I fought 115 before, so I feel pretty strong at that weight class. 118, I'm probably going to take, I would take a few months and then move up to 122. Up to my promoter, whatever he want me to do.
Eric, show the fans your right hand. You've had some calcium deposits. It looks a little swollen tonight. Is it all right?
No, my right hand feels great. I mean, I didn't have any problems with it. As you can see, that was the punch that sent him down, and I didn't feel any pain throughout the fight. So the right hand, I think the layoff did a lot to it, and right hand is great. I mean, right hand is great, and hey, I'm ready for the next one.
All right, Eric, we look forward to seeing it. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, and my daughter, Jalisa, 3-month-old. I love you, baby. That fight was for you. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations. Steve, back down to you.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. And with that, let's see how the scoring went for Morel versus Kaowichit. There are the official ringside judges' scorecards at the time of the stoppage. And
well, Steve, I had it 99-91. I think that's perfect. 98-92 is acceptable. And a couple of rounds that were a little bit close. These are totally in line.
the press row judges went about it kind of differently, but ultimately came to the same conclusion.
Same conclusion, but a very roundabout way of getting there. 97-94, I couldn't possibly justify. 97-92 is in the ballpark. 97-93 is still a stretch for me. But once again, I think we all know what the fight we saw.
The last three to Kaowichit for Mr. McGee.